All right, YouTube, what's up? Oh, literally coming out of my 2-month hiatus, what's up? I am teaching a super fun class this coming Thursday, and I wanted to, so this is very impromptu. Like I said, I literally just made the class today to see how this flows, and I want to see how I cue it. I think it's going to be a super rad class, so you're going to be the first one I teach. I'm going to test it with you all, so I think that's kind of fun. Don't be too mad at me because it's been so long. So it's going to be a condensed version because the class I'll be teaching is an hour, but I'm going to give you kind of a condensed version here and get to the good juicy stuff that I'm super excited to cue and flow and teach and see others do it with me. So to start today, let's get on our backs. Go ahead and get comfortable here for a few moments. In an ideal world, I would love to give like a 20-minute warm-up laying on our backs and like a 20 minutes Savasana, but I said in the real world, right? Or in the perfect world, you'd want to do that, and you know, we really don't have that option sometimes, but we do have the option to work with what we have, and even if it is 60 seconds, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is, any chance that you have to really find that mind-body connection, find that breath, bringing you into this present moment each and every time is always a win in my book. So we'll take what we can get, right? And while you're on your backs here, just allow yourself to get nice and comfy. You really want to think of just extending those legs out nice and long. Let your toes fall left and right. Let that heaviness really kind of overtake the legs. And you're all supported here. So you are supported with the ground beneath you on this mat. Your shoulders are heavy, your hips are heavy. Palms are facing up or facing down. And I do always like to offer the suggestion of placing one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. If you're having any trouble trying to cultivate some type of a meditative present state for yourself. To finally allow all my jibber jabbering to really leave the mind, leave the body, maybe you then find that aha moment for yourself. So allowing everything to fall where it may, inviting a nice slow intentional breath in through the chest, sending it down right to the belly. Really think of inflating a balloon here, letting both of those sides widen up. And as you exhale, really, really squeeze this on out. Make your exhale maybe even a second or two longer than that inhale. And a couple more just like that. So nothing to control, just wanting you to allow yourself to find this focus. As we start class, it's always a way to simply allow yourself to arrive with no judgment. Knowing the person you were today, yesterday, tomorrow, whatever it may be, is going to be different. And just allow that to be your starting point, and we move from there. Now on that next exhale, really allow yourself to push this all the way out. Elongate your inhale with me for about 4 seconds. So your biggest breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice slow exhales. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Keep that cadence going here. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice slow exhales. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do one more round just like that. Breathing with me for 4, 3, 2, 1. Finding a nice slow exhale. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Go ahead and bring your soles of the feet together. You're going to let your knees splay out wide. Bring your palms on top of your belly. Allow yourself to interlace those fingers. And on your next inhale, flip your palms up towards the sky. Let them go up overhead like you're finding a nice good morning stretch. So you're really kind of pushing your hands up towards the back of your mat, allowing your feet to stay where they are, opening up through the hips, through the front lining of your body. I really want you to be very dramatic, so really extravagant with this pulling of the hands as you breathe in. And as you exhale, allow yourself to slowly dip right. Maybe that gaze follows. And we come back towards center on that inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll dip left. One more round just like that. Come back to center to unwind and exhale right. Big breath in, a lengthen out, and exhale left. Awesome. Next time you inhale back towards center, your exhale will bring your knees into the chest. Just give yourself a squeeze here for a moment. You're really allowing that lower back to rest onto the mat. Tailbone stays nice and tucked. Slowly allow your feet to come back towards the ground. Let's point the knees up towards the sky. And I want you to heel toe your feet about mat distance apart. So the right foot towards the right, left towards the left. Hands go where it's comfortable. Maybe again, one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. I want you to let your knees drop right without moving your feet. And allow them to drop naturally. So we're not assisting with the hands. You're going to definitely notice that left knee is going to drive closer towards the right corner of your mat, and that's kind of what I want you to aim for. So allow that left thigh to open up. Just give yourself a couple rounds of breath. And your right knee, it's just going to fall wherever is comfortable. Let's bring those knees back to center. And as you exhale, we'll slowly dip them left, aiming for, in some way, shape, or form-ish, that same sensation on the right side within the right thigh. Big belly breath as you drive that right knee down. Beautiful. Let's come back towards center. Unleash that left leg. Let it go nice and long towards the front of your mat. As you bring the right knee into the chest, give it a nice squeeze here, allowing the knee to really try to race towards the right armpit. Thankfully, Fielder will not be at the class. Let your arms come out to a T. You're coming to a supine twist. So let your right knee go left, and we're going to gaze over our right hand. Allow that top right rib to really lengthen out as you breathe in. You find that space. And as you exhale, you slowly twist. Let your right shoulder get a little heavy. Left hand can always assist you if you want to place it on top of the right thigh. 2 more steady inhales and exhales. Beautiful. Come back towards center. Bring that right knee into the chest for just a moment and allow yourself to find a half happy baby pose. Right hand will grab the outer edge blade of your right foot. Wow, this felt a lot deeper than what it looked like as I looked at my right thigh. So you want to just let your right knee kind of drive towards the ground. Apparently my right hip is super tight, so I'm definitely feeling this. And when I feel a deep sensation, I don't like to move. I really just allow my breath to become more aware of how I feel in this space, and I go from there. But if you want to kind of allow your right leg to straighten out and come back in, get into the hamstrings a bit, you always can do so. Release that right leg out long, let it meet the left, and then you'll bring that left knee in towards the chest. Give it a nice squeeze. And you'll find that supine twist, guiding your left knee right. We're gonna look over our left hand. Allow yourself to be really intentional with this breath in. So really allow it again to lengthen out this left side. Gentle gaze over towards your left hand as you allow your left shoulder to get heavy. Slowly unwind, finding again your half happy baby pose. Grabbing the outer edge blade of your foot, driving your knee down. Breathe into your thigh. Now this time as you release your left leg, let it chase the sky above, letting your right foot meet your left, legs up the wall. Roll into the ankles, point and flex the toes, stretch out your yogi toes. Ooh, get some cracks out there. I wonder if you can hear those. Wonderful. Let's bring those knees into the chest. You're gonna rack the length of your mat. Give yourself a few steady rocks here to gain some momentum. And from your seated pose, I'll slowly face you. Bring your hands onto your kneecaps. Allow yourself to sit nice and tall into your spine. Maybe you close the eyes here. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Allow everything to stack on top of one another. Head stacking on top of your spine, shoulders on top of your hips. Take a big, deep breath in. Let your arms go up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. 2 more just like that. Big breath in. Exhale, hands through heart center. Last one here, your biggest reach. Maybe the gaze follows. And anchor that back down through your heart. And then this time as you inhale those hands nice and high, I want you to find a twist, allowing your left hand to find your right knee. Pop up on those right fingertips as you lengthen through the spine, gazing over your right shoulder. Your right hand is the hand that's behind you. I want you to lift it up overhead, crossing your right elbow on top of your left, finding like an X marks the spot. You're going to slowly tuck your chin towards your chest here, allowing the spine to round. Maybe you shake the head, left, right, yes, no, get into the neck a bit. Now from here, slowly release your left hand, bring it behind you, switching that twist, gazing over your left shoulder. Left hand's gonna go up overhead again. X marks the spot. Bring the left hand on top of the right knee once again. Your last rounding of the spine, finding that flexion. Now as you inhale, unwind, bend and cactus the elbows. Your heart will shine through. Exhale, let your forearms meet, separating the shoulder blades. Big inhale, let your chest come through. Exhale, tucking around. One more just like that. Hold this breath in with me. Allow your shoulder blades to kiss. Big exhale, hold and round. Inhale, hands go nice and high. This time lengthen out through your arms. And as you exhale, we'll cross over our ankles, finding a tabletop pose. From your tabletop pose, separate those fingers, untuck the toes. Your tops of the feet are into the mat. Hips are over your knees, shoulders are above your wrist, and we'll start working into our cat-cows here. As you drop the belly, shift the gaze, you breathe in, and you exhale, slowly tucking around your lower, mid, upper back, pushing the ground away. Your breath to movement, let your inhales allow your chest to rise. And as you exhale, you curl that back in. Think of that Halloween cat-like pose. A few soft and steady natural movements here. It's always a safe bet to start with the traditional movements, so these dynamic movements through the spine that we're doing together. We have one spine. If you want anything else other than this traditional cat-cow pose, maybe you gaze. Go away, dude. Maybe, no. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Maybe you gaze over that right shoulder, allowing yourself to breathe into your left side. Let that gaze come up through center, chasing that left heel. Breathe into your right side. You can always even think of barrel rolling the belly, bending into the elbows a bit. Beautiful. Meet me back in that neutral tabletop pose. I want you to kick your right foot back so you're driving through that right heel. Push the ground away as you allow your chest to kind of drive towards the back of your space as well. Should feel a nice stretch for that right calf. Your left foot, I want you to kickstand it out towards the left side of your space as you drop the inner arch of your right foot. Let your right hand chase the sky. You find your supported side plank. Push your hips forward. Shoulders remain stacked here as you push away from that left hand. Very active fingertips as you allow your chest to open up towards the right side of your space. Staying here is always a beautiful place to explore, to feel grounded and connected into. If you're wanting any more, you can slowly start to lift your right foot on up, finding some balance, maybe tucking your back left toes. Staying here, pushing that foot back, chasing the sky with your top hand, or you can find a bind. Right hand meets right foot. If you have that catch, I want you to kick your right foot back like crazy, finding that opposition, pulling your foot back with your hand. Big steady breath here, holding for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly release that bind, find a big reach, and then tabletop pose. From your tabletop pose, you'll slowly start to kick your left foot back. Drive into the sole of your left foot as you breathe into your left calf. From here, start to kickstand that right foot out this time, dropping the inner arch of your left foot, supported side plank, reach with that top hand. Allow your chest to open up, allow your collarbones to soften up and beneath you as you kind of corkscrew through that bottom shoulder. Staying connected, staying steady, allow yourself to float your left foot. Getting familiar with that movement, getting familiar with that instability, your next place to explore will be that bind, left hand grabbing left foot. Keep pushing your hips forward, chest is facing the left side of your space. So strong here for 3, for 2, and 1. Unwind, find a big reach, and tabletop pose. From your tabletop pose, let's do 1 cat and cow just to even that all out. Come back to reset. Once you feel centered, you're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees, push your hips back, find your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, right away, I want you to ground into your hands. Ground into your thumb and your pointer finger as you allow your elbows to rotate towards the top of your space. Or the eyes of the elbows, your inner elbows rather. Your chest melts down towards your thighs here. Maybe we shake our head left and right. What is not serving you today, this week, whatever it may be. You're going to really drive your heels down as you lengthen out through your hamstrings. Forget the idea of allowing the heels to touch the mat if they currently are not touching the mat. They do not have to. I like to imagine as I breathe, I really grab that breath through my hands, through the chest, through the spine. And as I exhale, I get heavy, pushing it through my hips, my hamstrings, my heels. Maybe you sway the hips left to right. Beautiful. Now we'll slowly find that stillness together. You close the eyes here, allowing that breath to really settle in. You are so strong here. Push that ground away. 2 breaths with me. Big inhale. And exhale. 1 more nice deep inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's inhale into our tabletop pose. Plank pose as you wave into the spine. You can drop to the knees if you would like to, or you can push the ground away with me here, driving your heels back. Let the crown of the head chase the top of your space as you push those shoulder blades up, up, and away. Strong and steady here. Fire up the core for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, push your hips back, down dog. 1 breath to reset. Big wave into the spine as you find that plank pose. Stay here on that exhale. Last round, adding on a few seconds here. You can find that Ujjayi pranayama, channel that breath, channel this, be very active for 7, 6, squeeze the core, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Down dog, beautiful work. Big breath in, audible exhale out. Inhale back into that plank-like pose. Hear me out for just a moment. Slowly drop your knees, untuck the toes, drop your chest, chin on down. And actually, just bring the tops of the hands on one another. Rest your third eye. Allow your stomach to stay heavy on this mat. Notice how it feels to breathe into the back body. When you're ready, let's bring those hands to 10 and 2. Pop up on your fingertips. We go through our oscillating cobra. As you inhale, allow your chest to raise. Exhale, bring it down. Big inhale, chest will raise. Exhale, bring it down. Last one here, big breath in. And exhale, come back down. Beautiful. Setting up for our locust pose. Bringing the tops of the hands to your hips. So tops of the hands are facing the sky, palms are onto the mat. Zip your toes up together. Remember, when you find this locust pose, really reach like crazy with your feet, with the crown of your head. So you want to lengthen out. When you're ready, go ahead and exhale. Your next inhale, you rise into your locust pose. Chest is lifted. Active fingertips are chasing your heels. And those feet are flexed. Toes are chasing the back of your space. Steady gaze. Stay here strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it on down. Rest your right cheek. Setting up for one more round of locust here. You can find a bind if you would like to, or you can just allow, again, the palms to come to the mat. They're setting up for that bind or coming back to that same locust pose we just did. Allow yourself to clear out with this exhale. Your next inhale, you rise again, letting your back work for you here. Thinking upward facing dog with the chest. Connected, aware, present with your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. Bring your hands under your shoulders this time and push back to a child's pose. Not here for too long, just a moment to reset. Lengthen out your sides as you crawl your hands towards the top of your mat. Beautiful. Let's come to that downward facing dog when you are ready. From your downward facing dog, right away, I want you to inhale those heels nice and high. As you exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Take your time here. From the top of your mat, you're going to inhale, halfway lift, heel toe your feet about hip distance apart or wider, and find a nice bend into the knees. So you find a bend into the knees, drop the crown of your head, forward fold. I sometimes like to sway in my forward fold, really just allowing the weight to go left, right, up, down. Maybe you shake your head, yes and no. And bonus points, well, you're at home, so bonus points either way, but there is no single person that can see you. Shake out your jaw, wiggle it left to right. Now slowly come up to halfway lift, heel toe your feet back in. Maybe your hands find your shins this time. Exhale, fold back down. One more just like that. We're gonna inhale, halfway lift, really hinge from the hips. Exhale, fold. Now big inhale as you root to rise. Bring those arms up all the way overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Again, let your inhale raise your hands nice and high. Exhale, heart center. Last one here, big breath in. As you exhale, hands come through heart center and then to your sides. Roll your shoulders away from your ears for a moment. Feel that grounded connection you have with your feet. Let your toes grip your mat. Close your eyes. You pressing play on this video, you unrolling your mat, you doing whatever you are currently doing is more than enough. You've already done the hardest part of just being here. So anything else before this point, after this point is always a bonus. When you're ready, let's inhale those hands nice and high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Now you're gonna inhale, halfway lift here. Exhale, step your left foot back, followed by your right, plank pose. Push the ground away, big breath in. As you exhale, Vinyasa, lower halfway down. Inhale and tuck the toes, lift the chest, upward facing dog. As you exhale, bend the knees, push the hips back, downward facing dog. We have 3 sun A's to do here, and we're going to warm up the body. So when you're ready, heels go high, breathe in. As you exhale, walk, step, hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Big root to rise, bring it on up overhead. Let your hands find heart center, stay tall. Inhale, hands go high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Big inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, step your right foot back, followed by your left, Vinyasa. Meeting in that downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, 2 more rounds, stick with me. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, walk, step, hop. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Big root to rise, push your hips up, arms shape of the sun. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, hands go nice and high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Let's step that left foot back, followed by your right, Vinyasa. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Last round, biggest breath in. You got this. Inhale. Exhale, walk, step, hop. Halfway lift, breathe in. Feel that space. Fold in. Root to rise all the way up. Hands through heart center. Inhale, hands go nice and high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Beautiful work. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crush this Vinyasa on out. We meet in that downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Let this go. Big breath in. Audible exhale out. Allow your eyes to close. Settle into the connection that you are creating, the energy just kind of bouncing in between every vessel, every nook and cranny within. Find some gratitude in the heart. Keep it close there. We can always benefit from finding some more gratitude, even in the most simplest form. Like a dog who has bugged me the entire time I've been recording. And now he's cute and finally resting. Much love, much gratitude, Fielder. If you are still in downward facing dog, well, I just want my little journey there about gratitude. Grateful for you. I'm gonna meet you there now. And if you came down like me, let's meet our friends back in down dog. When you're ready, let's inhale, right foot nice and high. Low lunge, step that right foot to the top of your mat, drop your left knee. Breathe in, lengthen out through the sides. Exhale, heavy through the hips. Let that pelvis kind of melt on down. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Give some love to that left thigh. Let's inhale, gaze on up. As you exhale, hands frame your right foot. Pick up your back left knee. Find a runner's lunge. So in your runner's lunge, emphasis on the spine here as you kind of pull your chest through. You're going to lengthen out that spine. We're going to keep our hips low. Find a nice breath in. Stay here on the exhale. Now listen to me here. You're going to inhale, pull your chest through, gaze forward. As you exhale, bend your left knee, cross your left ankle behind your right, and find a fold. Let's hang out on this fold here. We're going to do this one more time through breath to movement. So this first round, we're really going to enjoy it. So let your ankles cross, drop the crown of the head. Maybe you sway the hips. Get used to allowing your thighs to glue together here. So let them feel magnetic as you inhale, root to rise with those ankles crossed. Your exhale brings your hands through heart center as well as uncrossing those ankles. Stand tall. Inhale your hands nice and high. Exhale, forward fold. Now you inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, step your right foot back, followed by your left, down dog. We start with that left side. Inhale, left foot high. Exhale, left foot top of your mat. You find that low lunge. Breathe in as you chase the sky. Stay here, steady. Exhale. Palms are facing one another. Hips stay heavy. Gaze up, breathe in. Exhale, hands frame your left foot. Lift your right knee, find your runner's lunge. Drive your right heel back, collarbone shine through. Nice deep breath in. Big inhale, chest pulls through. Bend your right knee as you exhale, cross right ankle behind your left. You find that fold. Shake your head with me here. Breathe into the outer lining of your legs. Thighs are magnetic as you root into those big toes. Root to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Uncross the ankles. Beautiful. Inhale, hands nice and high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time as you exhale, step your left foot back, followed by your right, down dog. Clearing this out with a vinyasa. Inhale, wave into your plank pose. Exhale, vinyasa. For the sake of time, my friends, we're going to actually do the sequence part since we are plenty warmed up. So find some stillness here. Let's do 2 deep breaths. Let that go. One more big inhale. And exhale. Big inhale. Let's chase the sky with that right foot. Exhale, right foot top of your mat. Drop your left heel. You cartwheel open. You find your warrior 2. Allow yourself to really settle in. Pull out of that bent knee. Bend back into that front knee. Palms are down. Your gaze is over that right hand. We want to make sure that right knee doesn't come center, so we encourage it right, allowing our hips to move with us. Shoulders are stacked above our hips. We're working those legs so that inner thigh is rotating up as we rotate that lower thigh down. Stay so strong here. Find that nice deep wingspan. Exhale. Now all we're going to do is straighten that right leg and reach with that right hand. So setting up for that triangle pose, drop your right hand down, left hand goes nice and high. You can work on really closing the hip crease of your right hip, allowing your left hip to go down slightly. Maybe that gaze follows. Stay light through this bottom hand here. Find a nice deep breath. Here for 3. You're here for 2. 1. Reverse your triangle and hang out here with me for a moment. So reverse, paint the sky. Expand and exhale here. Gaze down at your left foot. Pivot your left toes out. As you bend into your left knee, you find your Skandasana pose. Skandasana pose, you want to keep your spine lifted as you draw your left knee out. Palms can come to heart center, or if balance is not your friend today, that is totally fair. Let them reach in front of you, counterbalance that. Active toes that you're flexing towards your face if that heels down. And if not, you're working on sealing the outer edge blade of that left foot down, or right foot. Stay here and exhale. Gaze towards the top of your mat. As you breathe in, you find your side angle. So keep your hips low, straighten your left leg as you let your right forearm rest on your right thigh. Nice and steady and supported. Allow your left side to lengthen. Breathe in. Stay here. Exhale. One more big inhale, big reach. As you exhale, twisted runners, drop your left hand, pop off your left heel, right hand high. Finding that same stacking of the shoulders, gazing now over towards that right side. Allow yourself to breathe. Keep your left hip nice and high. Let's let that right hand replace your right foot for your plank pose and Vinyasa. To downward facing dog. Two breaths here. Take your time. Reset. That next inhale, left foot goes nice and high. Exhale, left foot top of your mat. Drop your right heel as you cartwheel your hands open. Rise for warrior two. Big breath in, puff up through your chest. Lengthen out through your spine. Give me a lunge into your left knee. Stay so strong here. Let this go. Round into your feet. Round in, ground into your feet. They all rhyme, so in my head, I'm like, I'll just say that. That's totally cool. Begin to pull your hips back as you straighten your left leg. Drop your left hand, right hand goes high, triangle pose. Shoulders are stacked, torso is light, big breath in. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, reverse your triangle, take your time, make this feel good. Look on down, pivot your right feet out, right toes out, bend into your right knee, Skandasana pose. Tuck your chin slightly towards your chest, hips low, chest is lifted. And since you can kind of see me now, you can kind of see what I meant about if balance is not your friend, counterbalance that by really bringing your arms out, allowing that weight to kind of go back and forth. And if your Skandasana is higher with those hips higher, perfectly fine. Steady gaze towards the top of your mat as you drag that left heel, bend your left knee, side angle pose. Find that expansion. Slowly twist your torso as you gaze on up. Back foot, keep it glued down. One deep breath here. And exhale, set up your twisted runners. So we drop that right hand, inhale, left hand high, stack your shoulders. Try to keep those hips down low. Mine like to creep up too, so just checking with those hips, let them make sure rather they stay nice and low. Left hand replaces your left foot. You find your Vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Let's do that one more time through our breath to movement. So a condensed version of this class. When you're ready, inhale, right foot high. Right foot top of mat, exhale. Inhale, cartwheel your hands open. Stay here for the exhale. Straighten your right leg, find your triangle pose, breathe in. Beautiful, paint the sky, reverse your triangle, and let that lead you right to your Skandasana. From your Skandasana, stay low, find your side angle, reach with that left arm. Your exhale breaks that down into your twisted runners, and you find your Vinyasa. To downward facing dog. One breath to reset. Audible exhale out. Left foot goes nice and high, breathe in. Left foot top of your mat. Drop your right heel, cartwheel your hands open, warrior two. Straighten your left leg, find your triangle pose. Let your next inhale be the cue to reverse your triangle, paint the sky. And you dip into your right knee, Skandasana pose. Coming to that side angle, bend into your left knee, cartwheel and flip that right hand up and overhead. Exhale, find that twist, left hand goes high. And then break that down, find your Vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Beautiful work, drop your knees once you get there. Let your hips find a home on your heels. I am sweating, so maybe somebody else is sweating too, huh? You're not sweating, bud. Stay rooted, stay nice and tall on the spine. Close your eyes here with me for a moment. Beautiful, beautiful work. Gonna end with a shoulder stretch and a hip stretch that will keep you in so you can kind of hang out there. So thanks for coming along on this journey with me, guys. I hope you liked the class, so let me know what you think. And I'm acting like I'm about to leave. I'm not about to leave. I got a couple more things to show you. But I'm gonna I'm gonna have my back face the camera rather, so you can kind of see how I'm setting up my arms. Bring your right hand out and then let your right palm touch your mid back in some way, shape, or form. I don't really care how low it goes because your left hand's going to help you. Left hand, find your right elbow. Keep your spine lifted, so make sure you're not kind of tucking and rounding. Everything stays nice and stacked. And as you exhale, dip your right elbow over towards the left side. Nice tricep stretch. Now as you come back to center to unwind, really push both hands away and let that be the cue to help you switch those sides. Bring your left hand to your back, right hand on left elbow and lean. Inhale back to center, push away. And as you exhale, go ahead and find a seat this time. So come right to your bum. When I do my wide-legged forward fold, hint where we're going, and we're gonna kind of end class this way, but when I do my wide-legged forward fold, I like to actually face the long side of my mat, so my legs and everything stay rested on here. You by no means have to do that. But when I first get into a wide-legged forward fold, or since we're gonna close in a wide-legged forward fold rather, I want you to get nice and grounded and juicy into this. How I do that, I churn the belly, right? So I always call it kind of churning through the belly. You can keep your hands down, up, wherever they may be, but I just kind of really want you to make circles here. If it helps, a cue that I know helps me or has helped others as well, think of leading with your chest. So your chest comes through the center, aims over towards the left side of your space, comes back towards that right side. You can always do, if you're watching me now, you can always do smaller sways. They don't have to be super huge sways. Just a way to slowly get immersed into this wide-legged forward fold, something that you're gonna feel comfortable staying in for a few minutes. And you never have to get this low. Your forearms never have to touch the slipping ground. You can be up here the whole time. The moment that you start losing the length in your spine, that is when you've gone too far and you're really not getting the best use of this pose when you are hindering yourself by making that move of the spine. So I always tell my students, I would rather see you practically sitting up if that means you're hinging from the hips more and leading the chest up versus all the way down and super hunched in, right? So when you see people this low as you see me, ideally they're pulling themselves through to encourage the spine to still lengthen out. Thank you for coming to my wide-legged forward fold TED Talk. You can bring fists onto one another, hands onto one another, your home, a pillow, a block, anything. But give yourself something to rest on here so your head is rested, neck, shoulders, everything's rested. Maybe you allow the eyes to start to soften a little bit. So invite the stillness in, invite the close of your practice in with good intentions, open arms here. And as I said, my friends, this is where I am going to leave you, but please stay for a little bit longer if you can. And thanks for taking this class. It really means a lot to me if you did stumble upon this by accident or if you intentionally wanted to take my class. I really appreciate it. And like I said, it's kind of cool. It was a little brief snippet of what I put together that I'll be doing in person in a couple days. So I like how it flowed. I hope you did too. And I'll see you on the YouTube soon, okay? Have a great evening. Oh yeah, and let me know how this was.